This week, your group will be looking at folk and national dance. What I mean by this is we will be exploring the different genres of dance that are representative of a familiar culture, a particular community, or a particular ethnicity. The type of people that perform folk and national dance are everyday people you see in the store, out on the street, or in the neighborhood. Like we discussed last week, court and classical dance are designed for more trained dancers. Unlike classical and court dancing, the national and folk dancers do not have as much training and do not perform for courts and royalty. These dances are performed to the masses and for the people of their community, country, or neighborhood. Over the next 2 weeks, and I say 2 broadly, we will look at the characteristics of 3 different types of folk and national dances. The first is Korean mask dramas. The second is Haitian folk dance. And the last one is hula dance. We should notice that the bodies in the videos that you will see move in very different ways. They all have a different sense of tradition, and the bodies tell different stories through their music, costuming, and movement. So the big question is, what is the story that is being told? Although these 3 types of dances are found under the folk and national unit, they can interchange throughout all types of modules and other genres. For example, the hula dance was first known as a ritual, but currently we see it as more of a performance or form of entertainment. Just because it was seen in the past as something else, be sure to not neglect it in any other dance forms. I also want to say that even though folk and national dance is used to represent a group or culture, other people can learn these types of dances and are allowed to read about, learn about, write about, and experience this type of dancing. For this week, you will read 3 articles, watch 3 videos to familiarize yourself with the 3 types of folk and national genres of dance that I have chosen for you, and then you will take 1 quiz over just the hula article. Again, just the hula article. We will also be beginning our wiki projects. A wiki is essentially an online poster board in that you all can edit, collaborate, and describe 2 other types of dance that will be supplemental to the readings and videos that I have provided. So again, you're trying not to click any of the ones that I've already talked about. You're trying to find 2 other new dances. Within your specific group, as highlighted underneath this module, you will need to communicate with others throughout this project. Leads and groups are listed in the wiki folder. Each person will need to watch the how-to wiki project so that you are able to familiarize yourself with the wiki page. Also read the guidelines for the project before starting. Leads, you will need to email your group or communicate through Remind as soon as possible to begin working on this project. To reiterate, the wiki groups are group projects and need to be done as such. You will also turn in a wiki survey so that I know who did what and if the workload was an even amount. Now time for feedback flow. Overall, I thought your logic diagrams and mind maps were great. For the outline, I want you all to continue working on developing deeper connections to the dance characteristics and the meaning behind the dance. This is where critical thinking comes in. As audience members, you can either watch a dance just for enjoyment or entertainment, or because you are scholars now, you can watch a dance through an analytical brain to dive a little bit deeper. A thesis statement will come back for your final paper, so as always, go back to the guidelines and see the example. Notice that in my example, I stated the dance or the choreographer. I recognized the 2 categories that were a common theme. I made a statement about those themes, and then I provided a so what statement to wrap it up. Always remember those 4 concepts for writing a thesis statement. Remember, for the next 2 weeks, you are only to read this unit. You can read the others, but that's totally up to you, but you are not responsible for any of the assignments in the other folders. Only the ones that you are listed underneath your genre of dance. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me as always, and I hope you enjoyed this unit. It's a fun one, and of course, Rock 'em Rangers.